All right, guys, we are back with the second Autotune session. I found an area where there's not a lot of cars, and it's kind of in the middle of the day when everyone's still at work. So what we're gonna do is we are going to, Autotune is active, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the second part of Autotune. If you missed the first part of Autotune, go ahead and click the link in the description, start there, and come here, because I'm gonna be skipping a lot of stuff here. We're just gonna be getting the higher throttle response and the higher RPMs. And I'm choosing this desolate road instead of an interstate like I recommended in the first video is because I know a lot of you guys probably don't have access to an interstate very close. For me, it's about 40 minutes away just to kind of get to the interstate and do something. So I'm gonna pick something to where it's more realistic and we're gonna be safe about it. So let's go ahead and start doing that. So right here, this is me riding to where I'm at. Not a big deal. Got a bunch of the left side. And we're gonna go ahead and try to get the stuff on the bottom right. So that if you haven't applied your learned values, this is what it's gonna look like. All right, still no cars behind me. I'm gonna wait for the car way up ahead. So let's be safe about it. So the goal is to have a fuller throttle open and a higher RPM. So we need to get to higher gear. Okay, it's gonna be bouncing around. There we go. Slow it down just a little bit. We're getting to some areas with homes. Now you can find more of a desolate area. You can actually find a back road where there's no turnouts, because this can be a little dangerous when it comes to that. So in fact, since I don't like this area, we're gonna go find something else. I know a better area. We got Mount Lemmon right next to us. So while we're going to Mount Lemmon, let's go ahead and get some throttle responses. See, that's what you gotta watch out for. We got somebody here, they might complain a little bit. So be a little safe, ride where there's no homes, like I'm doing. But this is kind of the issue that you guys might have when it comes to finding an area to get the higher throttle opening, the throttle position system or whatever sensor, throttle positioning sensor, and the RPM. As you can tell, I kind of got a little bit on the bottom right. That's the area we want to go towards. It's easier to do it on the interstate because you're going on the on-ramp and then you're like gunning it to get to speed and then you're maintaining that speed. But remember, once you hit that learned value, once it hits green, there's no point in staying in that area. So you need to get the multiple different areas. So like going on ramp, getting off on the next exit, coming around, getting on the on-ramp again is basically what you should probably be doing. It's the simplest, it's the safest, but once you have that learned area, there's nothing else you can do. So for the most part, the learned area, all that green that I have on the screen right here is what you're going to be riding. You just want to get that on-ramp and interstate green so that when you actually do that, you're able to have the green values, to have the auto-tuned values. Because once you have it, you're done. So it's gonna be super simple, about 5-10 minutes of riding on the interstate. But like I said, I don't have access to the interstate right now, so we're just gonna do this. So that right there is like getting on the interstate. Once I learn that, I'm golden. I don't need to go, you don't need to go 100 miles an hour. That's what I'm trying to get at. You don't need to go 90, 100 miles an hour, full bore open, just crazy cranking it. Because you're never gonna do that. You're never gonna do that. So there's no point in having that learned value. And they've already done that when it came to the maps that are in the system already. So right now we're just tuning the system to our bike. That's all it is. If you have that exhaust on your bike already, you're golden. If you have an aftermarket air cleaner on it, then you might want to do the auto tune. So here we go. See those extra greens and those extra oranges? That's what we want. I want those 3 oranges green, and I think I'm good. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some little bit of mountain riding real quick. This is Mount Lemmon. This is the entrance to Mount Lemmon. It's beautiful, beautiful. There's a vista point right up here. I'll turn off there and I'll come back down, and then I'll get downhill. Gotta be safe though. I wanna get back on this road. Once we're on this road again, I think we're good. speed. There we go, we got a green right there. That used to be an orange. Sorry if there's gonna be a lot of wind noise. This is the video where I'm having to ride really fast with a belt bullet, and the belt bullet is notoriously windy. That's why I always ride with headphones. As of right now, I have my headphones inside my my Tascam, so I can kind of hear what I'm saying. So I'm yelling a little bit, that way when I do the editing it's a little bit easier. So this is the problem when it comes to Mount Lemmon, is that you have you have cars in front of you, and then they get scared of these bikers. But yes, you need, for this part, you just need to ride on the interstate real quick, super simple, easy peasy. When I lived in Yuma, I was literally like 2 minutes from the interstate, and it was just easy. It wasn't a problem. So when I'm up here at Mount Lemmon, that's why I live over here. It's far from the... What are you doing, buddy? Oh, he's letting me over. Awesome, thank you, man. Appreciate it. When I'm up, the reason why I picked this area where I live is because Mount Lemmon is so close. The interstate's far away, but not Mount Lemmon. Ooh, this guy's having some fun. What's up, buddy? All right, so there's a vista point right up here. I'm not learning anything. Right now, the little cursor is in the green. It's already learned. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not up to speed, and my throttle response isn't super high. Right now, it's gonna be. All right. There we go. Got some greens, baby. Gotta be safe, though. This that's a little dumb on a mountain. All right, so where is it at? Dang, this vista point's a lot farther than I remember. There's gonna be a pull out, but it's not very safe to do a pull out. Let's just keep having fun on this Mount Lemmon. This is gonna be an impromptu Mount Lemmon ride while you guys are watching me and having my throttle response on the FP3. If you guys are ever in Tucson, make sure you hit up Mount Lemmon. This is such a beautiful ride. If you can make it during the day on a weekday, kind of like today, do it, especially early morning. It's gonna be nice and cold. Get here before the winter hits, because they close off parts of this mountain because it snows. So you want to kind of get here real soon, or after the winter season. All right, so I think it's coming up. Nope, it's not. So we got this bus right here, Mountain View Tours. Oh, here we go. There we go. It's right, the vista point's right there. See that right there? I've already learned quite a bit, but I see all those oranges on the top. See all those oranges? I wouldn't mind getting those green right now. Now, when you do the applied learned values from the other, the part one, or when you're in town riding, remember it erases this whole screen. So you're starting from scratch, but it learned what you originally had. So in the background, you still have what you have. So a lot of this I've already learned. Even though it's saying I'm relearning it. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's like retaking a test and getting a better score. So this is what we're doing right now. We're getting the low RPMs because we're stuck behind this. This is like in-town traffic stuff. But if you do a lot of mountain riding on your Harley and you have the fuel pack, it might as well go up the mountain that you go, whatever, and do the auto tuning, because you never know, your bike might run a lot better at higher altitudes then. All right, so we're at the vista point. Look at that, it's beautiful. This mountain goes for another 20 miles, and it's just like, right now it's cactus, but once you hit a certain spot, it's these pine trees, beautiful camping areas. I actually stopped right here and threw the drone up on my camping video, and you can see like everything. If you want to check that out, I got a video on that, and it's beautiful up here. So go ahead and check that out. Links are in the description. I'm gonna have a ton of links in the description. But Mount Lemmon's beautiful. I'm not going up anymore. We're gonna go down now. All right. It's a lot easier to go downhill fast because no one is in front of me. A lot of people go slow uphill. All right, but we gotta be safe about it. All right, these turns we don't need to be going super fast. Remember, I'm riding on knobbies, so braking is not going to be the absolute best. Acceleration is not going to be the best. All right, there we go. Ah! Bug just hit me. Right in the visor. All right. This is more of a moto vlog now than it is a auto-tune session, but I'm gonna take you through the whole auto-tune session, and then once we get to the end, I'm gonna show you how to finish and what's gonna happen. So just bear in mind and stay with me here. If you want, you go ahead and slide right through and skip to the end if you want to do that. But just basically need to be riding. I'm just taking you through it, what I'm having to do, because I'm actually auto-tuning my bike right now as it is. And I want you to see the kind of my full process. So if you guys are thinking, oh man, it's taking forever, or that was quick, you're just gonna see another person doing it. There we go. Let's get some higher throttle response on that one. You see how it jumped all the way to the right? There we go. Now we got a car ahead of us. Once we get to the bottom, we have that straightaway again. We're gonna do one last full throttle until we get some of those oranges. See, look at the oranges at the 3500 range is good. That's good. There we go. It's weird. It's not gonna learn any of the zero throttle response, because why should it, you know? Why should it have to learn that you're not putting any fuel into the system? So don't be alarmed by that. See, look at that nice straight road right there. That's beautiful. That would be a great road to ride on. But I'm gonna ride on this one. Feels good to ride again, guys. Feels awesome to ride again. Hope you guys are enjoying the mountain view. We got a lot of riders up here today. I saw a Cafe Sportster guy, saw a sport bike guy come down, and now we got this guy coming up. Be safe, man. Looks like a Triumph Speed Triple. That's one thing that it's kind of weird. It's like when I hear some of these bikes ride by me, it's like, you guys are quiet. Those are some quiet bikes. And then when I ride by, or when I just turn my bike on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to have like hearing protection. Sounds good, right? Sounds good. All right, so I'm gonna kind of slow it down because of this guy is gonna be in my way. Actually, no, let's just go ahead and pass him up. Once we find a safe spot to pass, we'll just pass him up. Ah, there's too much traffic here. Let's go ahead and go that way. See, all these cars that are pulled off on the side of the road, they're for the bikers, the mountain bikers, road bikers. There we go. Remember that long road that I was talking about? Let's go there. All right, we're gonna skip and crossfade this. Now we're on that road that I was talking about. Pretty bumpy, but we're gonna do it. Holy crap, it's bumpy. Alright, we got some traffic here. Now remember, you're not going to get crazy values. Oh gosh, look how bumpy it is. Alright, let's go ahead and do it again. You're not going to get all the values that you on the bottom. All of it down there, you're not going to get all of them. That's basically what you're going to get. That right there is probably what a full auto-tune session is going to look like. So let's go ahead and pull off on the side of the road and finish this up so I can go home. This looks like a good spot. It's a cool little ranch area. Okay, so what we did is we turned off the ignition, switched it back to the ignition. We're not going to turn the bike on, and now we're having, basically it just stopped doing the auto-tune process. We're going to go ahead and click apply learned values. Now, what we did the first time around, we just applied. Now we're going to finish. So let's go ahead and finish. Here we go. So it's going to read the map slots. I remember I have my very first map slot, which is the standard bike, what came with the stock bike, and then I have the competition 2-in-1 for mine. So this is yeah, so ECM programming. We're going to finish the auto-tune, flashing the final map, and then this is going to create a new map where it's the flashed version of the competition 2-in-1. So now I have to turn my bike off for 15 seconds. You got to do this all over again. Okay, now it wants me to turn the bike back on. Bluetooth will reconnect, and we're going to skip this loading process. We'll just jump straight to the last step. There it is. It's all done. Auto-tune is complete. I'm not going to share it because I don't think anyone cares. It's going to read the system. And now you have access to all the other maps again. So let's go ahead and view my map. So this is what it is when I was talking about stock. The 0 map, number 0 is the default stock map. The number 1 is the slant 2-in-1, which I was trying out. And then number 2 is the competition series 2-in-1 standard baffle stock. That was recommended to me by Vance and Hines. And then my generated from map number 2 is my auto-tune session. That is the current ECM calibration I have going on here. So we got that going. I don't know if you can hear me with the bike on, but guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. It's just, you know, I like to watch people when they do something, complete something. That way I kind of see what they have to go through. So hopefully I was able to do that for some of you. But if you like this kind of stuff, I have a lot of new rider tips and everything. Click that subscribe button. Right next to it, there's a notification bell button. That way you're notified every single time I post a video if you activate it. So click that notification bell button, guys. But I hope you guys ride safe. Enjoy your fuel pack. Wear your gear. And I'll see you guys later.